So y'all are in for a treat on this one. So this septic system, I was here 3 years ago in 2021, and it was super thick. It was backing up, and I asked the customer, you know, what's being put down the drain, because I'm genuinely curious. That way I can kind of know what is causing this. That way I can warn my future customers about this, and y'all, of course. So he sent me a picture, and I'm gonna blur the image because I don't want the brand coming after me, but this is one of these brands that everybody always tells me when I bring up flushable wipes. They're always like, well, this specific brand, it breaks down in water. Okay, the way I put it to people is, okay, you put one wipe in a little glass of water, okay, it's gonna break down. Now, times that by however many days a year over 3 years. It breaks down a little bit, but it turns into a thick pulp. You seen in that last video, that one was crazy. And that was only 2 years, so this one is 3 years. I can only imagine what shape it's gonna be in. I can already see stuff coming out of the clean out, so it was probably backing up or to the point of backing up. That's why they called us out. So I'm guessing they didn't stop flushing down whatever we found the first time. So, you know, everything in moderation is usually what I preach. I don't care what you pour down the drain, what you flush down the drain, because the system itself is pretty big. But I put it to people like this, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, a lot of people don't want to hear you've got to diet, you've got to exercise, you've got to get your sleep in. They just want to find a quick fix, so they usually go for kind of these gimmicky diet pills and stuff like that. And it's the same thing with septic systems. They don't want to hear only flush the 3 Ps, poop, pee paper, use everything in moderation. They just want a quick fix, so they go towards these powders and additives, hoping that it's going to completely break up everything inside of the septic system, which actually is a bad thing for a lot of these septic systems. So, yeah, enough of me yapping. Let's go pop open these lids and see what it looks like. Moment of truth, and holy cow. I even pulled some out this time. Yeah, and this is how I can tell they're the wipes. They keep that form. They don't break down all the way, folks. I'm sorry. Let's get this pumped out. So we've got the trash tank opened up. We can tell it's super thick with flushable wipes. And now the pump tank looks about normal, but you can see it's kind of got that hazy coloring to it. Yeah, I'm gonna guess this has some sludgy stuff at the bottom. So we'll make sure to get this pumped down and rinsed off properly. That way that pump doesn't get too hot, sucking up all that sludge. And then before you start pumping or working on these things, you want to just go ahead and turn off the breakers. You don't want to get yourself hurt. And then this one has the clarifier right here under the 6-inch riser, which I usually don't like. Had to run all my hoses on this one. Now, like I said, I usually don't like these 6-inch cleanouts, but the good thing is that this compartment is actually a cone. So everything funnels in the middle once you start getting to the bottom. Thank goodness. So in all actuality, you can get this cleaned out just by sticking your hose down this clean out. You can see the walls right there, and once I pull the hose out, I'll show you even clearer, but yeah, it's a cone going down. All right, so we're getting to the bottom of this compartment now. Gonna give it a little rinse and then move over to the pump tank. And then when I do that, I'm gonna start adding water so this can fill back up. On these, it kind of depends whether you want to fill it back up with water or leave that up to the homeowner.
But if I have time, what I'll do is I'll pump down the aerator first and then start adding water to it while I'm here. But you do want to make sure that those air diffusers are underwater before you start that breaker back up. Running that aerator against nothing will actually decrease its lifespan, so you want to make sure you don't do that. If you get it pumped out, leave that breaker off for the aerator until it gets some water in this compartment. So we got to the bottom, so you can kind of look and see what I was explaining. You see it kind of funnels down towards the bottom, and that's the bottom of the tank where the aerator is. All right, so we've got the aerator pumped down and we've got the pump tank pumped down, got everything rinsed off. I'm gonna start filling back up the aerator with water. Those air diffusers need to be underwater before I flip that breaker back on. And now for the fun part, the trash tank or the pre-treatment tank if you wanna get scientific. But you know what time it is. It's time to bring out the CrustBuster and mix up a poop smoothie. Smells like money. Now, you've heard me talk about flushable wipes, but in all honesty, a large amount of toilet paper can do just about the same thing as these flushable wipes. The only problem is flushable wipes will do it a whole lot faster. So you can see, if you look down in there, after I mixed it up with the CrustBuster, that pulp-like consistency I was telling you about, yeah, it breaks down, but that's what it breaks down into. So it may not clog you up right away, but once this chamber gets filled up, that's when you'll start noticing these problems. So, like I said, everything in moderation. Get it pumped out when you're supposed to, and shouldn't have any problems. So we got that one all finished up, got all 3 chambers pumped down, rinsed off, starting adding water back to the aeration chamber. The homeowner's gonna finish it up with his own water hose. Ah, it's so hot. Drenched in sweat. This flavor of Gator Light, the lime cucumber, is bussin'. It's my favorite. I need a case of these, honestly. But yeah, I hope that just goes to show you what flushable wipes can do in 3 years. It's gonna cost you more money. They're more expensive than toilet paper, and they're gonna cause you to get your septic tank pumped out more frequently, or even clog up over the weekend, like what happened to this one. So it's gonna cost you more money in the long run. I would honestly just recommend switching to a bidet. I know a lot of people in the States are kind of hesitant to switch over to a bidet. They think it's weird having water shot up their butt after they use the restroom, but this is how I put it to people. If you got poop on your hand, are you gonna wipe it off with toilet paper, or are you gonna wash it off? Now, given you're not gonna use soap and stuff down there, but to me, water is honestly better than dry paper. So make the switch. I'm just trying to save my customers money and save them from a headache in the long run. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section down below. And as always, I appreciate y'all watching. Remember, smells like money. I don't know if you can see it, but Mini Ray has a smells like money pin from the wet show.
Smells like money.
All right, bye.